welcome to your Life in Panels, an autobiographical comics workshop. I'm Etty, one of the youth librarians here at Lincolnwood Public Library, and I'm here with my colleagues Kate and Lisa to share some tips and ideas for creating your own personal comics. Autobiographical comics are works of sequential art that convey your personal experiences, which can include memoir, family histories, or everyday moments. Comics are for everybody, and everybody can make them, and you have something to say. We hope that this workshop will help you tell your story, and we hope that you'll share it with us.
Tip number 1. Everyone can make comics. You don't have to be a professional illustrator or a world-class artist to draw comics. You don't have to strive for perfection. Instead, strive for meaning. MacLeod is a cartoonist and a comic book theorist, and in one of his books about the theory and understanding of comics, he conveys the possibilities of the design in comics in his big triangle model. His model shows that the art in comics can be anything between photorealistic drawings, symbols, and abstract art. When you are drawing your own life experiences, it is important to convey meaning. So the meaning behind those experiences or events for you. This can be as simple as a couple of stick figures and a thought bubble. You don't have to be a professional to illustrate your own life. Tip number 2, you don't have to draw everything. Comics as an art form are limitless, and they're very adaptable and fun to experiment with. Often when you think of comics, you think of drawings, of superheroes and action figures, right? But they can be different than that and more than that. In a college class that I took in the German department, I took a class on comics and culture, and the final project was for everyone in the class to make their own comic book. The only requirement for the comic book was that it had to be in German, but otherwise I could make a comic on anything I wanted to. So I chose to make a historical fiction comic based on my great-grandmother's immigration to America. I used some of the historical insights that I found through genealogy research and created this comic based off of that time. While many of these pages do have drawings, I chose to use photo collages to convey important points in time. And these collages are scattered throughout the comic book during key moments. Also, I didn't draw every moment of this figure's life. I chose important periods of that person's time. So when you're illustrating your own life, don't focus on the entire thing. Pick moments that are meaningful for you. But going back to the collages, this is just one example of how you might adapt and experiment with the medium of comics. You don't have to draw everything. You can use photo collages, archival photographs, letters, photos from family albums, genealogy documents, and more things to illustrate your life. It doesn't have to all be drawings.
Seek inspiration from mentor texts. We do this in our writing all the time. When we read something and we love it, we try to emulate that or get inspiration from it. And comics making should be no different. So I thought I would share some really amazing mentor texts.
The Fire Never Goes Out, a memoir and pictures by Noelle Stevenson, who you may know from Nimona and from Shira, is a collection of autobiographical comics that she posted on Tumblr, often as year in reviews, that are incredibly powerful, dealing with mental health, with identity, with love, a great graphic medicine title that really is powerful. Good Talk by Mira is illustrated using photographs and illustration, and is told through conversations between Mira and her son, who is biracial, talking about identity and race and so many important conversations that need to happen in a really innovative, thoughtful way. Almost American Girl by Robin Ha is her story of immigrating to the United States from Korea when she was 14 with her mom, and the challenges and changes that happen, and facing bullying from her classmates and her step family, and finding community and solace in making comics. So the art form sort of mirrors the story as well. Lucy Knisley is known for her graphic memoirs, so read those. And then check out Go to Sleep, I Miss You, which are comics that she made and was posting on Instagram and has collected. And they're these really sweet vignettes about Pal, her child, and her cat Linny, and her family, that just capture the sweet moments that are so extraordinarily ordinary. Hey Kiddo, How I Lost My Mother, Found My Father, and Dealt with Family Addiction by Jarrett J. Krosoczka is a masterpiece. It's won a whole bunch of awards. The audiobook is phenomenal. I highly recommend listening to it. This book just shows the power of telling your own story, and also knowing when you can tell your story and how you can tell it, and ways to craft a narrative. It is just extraordinary. New Kid by Jerry Craft, which won the Newbery and the Krosoczka King Award. Very, very deserving, is the story of Jordan Banks, an African-American student who is new to predominantly white private school, which is based off of Jerry Craft's experience as well as his son's experiences. And so you can use fiction to tell the story that you need to tell, that only you can tell, and use that as inspiration.
Start small. It can be overwhelming to think about how to tell your whole story, but a lot of comics creators got their start by making short form pieces, 3-panel comics, things like that, or things like zines. And the exciting thing is that we have a comic swag bag for people who attend our programs, which includes this one, and included in it is a zine making kit. Zines, or short for fanzines, are basically DIY storytelling tools. Lots of ideas and our directions for ways you can tell your story, as well as a template. So just take the template and just start making, and I even recommend giving yourself a timer, because I don't know about you, but I tend to overthink what I write, and if I say I have to create some sort of thing in 5 minutes, it doesn't matter what it is, it just has to be, and it can be really small. Chances are I'm going to make something versus talking about making something.
Hi, so our next tip number 5, your comic does not have to be about the most exciting thing that's happening in your life. So you don't have to just make comics about the most life-changing, crazy, wild things that are happening. They can literally be about just your everyday life. So a good example of that is illustrator Christine Toon. They have an Instagram where they share some small 1 to 3 panel type comics just about their random thoughts that they have throughout the day. So I did my little 3-panel comic kind of in that style. So Thursday at 3 p.m., what is happening in my life? And I think a lot of people can probably relate to this right now in our shelter-in-place quarantine life. So for the first one, recaffeinating. So I was definitely pouring out more coffee because 3 p.m. at this point is not too late for coffee anymore. Zooming, which I know we are all sitting on our Zoom meetings, whether it be through e-learning, work meetings, social gatherings, all through Zoom. So, and then for the next one, what even is time, which is something I think about a lot throughout the day as the hours go by. It's just hard to find that concept of time right now. So that's kind of what my comic is about. Our last tip number 6, share your comics, but only if you're comfortable. So there are a lot of platforms that you can share comics on, especially digitally. Instagram, for one, it's very, very popular. It's really great for one-off and shorter comics, but there are a lot of illustrators that do use Instagram. You can use a lot of different hashtags, so it has a wider audience reaching out to them. Another one is Tumblr. So this is great for ongoing stories. A lot of webcomics have originated on Tumblr. One of the more famous ones is Nimona, which is now a book, actually started out as just a weekly webcomic on Tumblr. And then a couple other websites that are similar are Tapas and Webtoons. And so that's an online platform that's specifically for comics. And then you can also share it with your library. So feel free to tag us on Instagram if you share your comics on Instagram, or you can email or even physically mail them to us. So we would really love to see what you're working on.
We hope that you have found these ideas helpful in making your own comics. There are lots of resources linked below that you can use to create your own comics, as well, again, as all the amazing creators that we've shared today that you can look into. Please share what you've created with us via email or tag us on Instagram, or mail us the comics that you made. We would love to see what you come up with. And if you share your creations with us, you will be entered into a raffle to win a Comics Fest gift certificate. To participate in this program, you can get your very own Comics Fest swag bag. Please hope you let us know if you enjoyed this video, if you have other ideas about how to make autobio comics. We're always learning more and more about this amazing storytelling medium. Thank you so much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you virtually at the library.